Do you want us to start now?
1, 2, 3, 4. Start now. Go.
All right. There was a town, and they were having an issue. It was there were churches and sex clubs in the town, and what was happening is that people were going to the sex clubs on a Saturday and then people would wake up to go to church the next day.
Okay, small town Texas. 1, 2, 3, 4. Known for a lot of churches and a lot of sex clubs. Indeed, what was happening was that they were side by side, and some of the spillover business from the sex clubs was spilling over into the church. What was literally spilling, group?
I'm sorry? What?
What was literally spilling into the parking lot?
Oh, the sex and the drugs, and there was like, you said...
They were having sex?
No, but there was like...
Needles! Tell me! Okay, so needles. What else?
Condoms?
Condoms! I hear you. Okay, needles, condoms. What else? Magazines, paraphernalia. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep going now. What ended up happening with these plates? Why was it significant?
A priest was going around taking pictures.
The guys from the church were taking pictures of the cars and sending it to the homes.
Okay, guys from the church were taking pictures of the cars. 1, 2, 3, 4.
And their wives and their girlfriends were getting really mad at them and they don't.
Well, what, they were just sending pictures, or was there something else?
It was like, see you at.
Just might
you know there's a church in the
yeah, just so you know there's a church in the neighborhood. Like, you might like to know that there's a church in the neighborhood.
Okay, so there was a card that they sent with a picture, but you're saying that's not what they said, Alex?
We had next. Didn't know if you were aware that there's a church in the
We have different classes. You might have said.
But it's the same article.
Yeah,
it's the same article.
Basically.
All right, 12:30. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alfredo's group. 1, 2, 3, 4. We've established that. Keep going.
How do they keep going?
Well, Teddy's group's the one that's supposed to have control now, so I actually cut you some slack. Go. Tell me more. So they took pictures. They sent out the postcards. Why?
Because they wanted to drive the sex clubs out of the neighborhood.
No, they did it because if they had wives or anything, the wives would find out and they would get a hard time.
So like if you were shacked up with your girlfriend,
yeah, exactly.
And then your gray Mustang, silver Mustang, was pictured in front of the sex club with the plate there, and then she opened up the envelope and got this. Sarah, what do you think his girlfriend might do? Might kick him out. Or what's the deal with him going to the sex club if his girlfriend were to get this card?
Yeah, right.
What's the deal with his relationship to the sex club if his girlfriend were to get the card? See, that's the thing. The church was basically trying to drive the sex club out of business. 1, 2, 3, 4.
It was like a campaign.
Say again.
No.
So they were trying to drive out the sex clubs, and the person who was actually sending out the photographs was elected mayor of the
Yeah, he was. He was ultimately elected mayor. 1, 2, 3, 4. Anything else you want to tell me? 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, Teddy's group. You got it.
We don't want it. You used it all.
Yeah, it's dried up.
They went to the police to get the people's addresses so that they could send them.
Police cooperation.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they did.
You know, that is true.
Yeah, we definitely. I mean,
That is true. They did use the local sheriffs.
They went to the police. They looked it up.
No, they went to the police, and that's how they got the information, and that's how they got the address information.
What did I tell you,
You
Glenn?
said you go into a search engine.
Yeah, you said they looked it up.
I said they went to a search engine. Yeah, but I didn't say anything about a search engine. Yeah, they ran the plates. They was the police.
You don't just look up people's life.
They was the police. They ran the plates. That's what I was saying. So, okay. All right, let's see here. Go ahead.
You said that.
Every person got in a fight with on the road.
It could be. You said that it could
Write down. Go ahead. A little bit louder.
So it could be unconstitutional, but most people in the community agree with this search. And
What right is being violated of a guy like Ryan when they take a picture of his Mustang in front of the sex club and then his girlfriend picks it up and opens it in the mail? Because you're right. It may not be constitutional. What right, your group, are they violating, do you think?
privacy.
Privacy, yeah, it is privacy. 1, 2, 3, 4, and indeed it was 1, 2, 3, 4, accepted by the community. You gave me the last correct answer. Pick me a category. Gotta go, gotta go.
Okay, articles for 4 points.
Articles for 4. Emoluments clause. Allie, go ahead. 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, Sarah.
It's if a member of Congress can't vote to raise pay, if they're going to be elected into that office and then take the office. Like Hillary Clinton, she was elected Secretary of State, and they had raised the pay, and she was going to go in there, so they lowered the pay.
If the Congress cannot raise the salary,
Yeah.
if they can't raise the salary of an office that they're getting ready to go into. So she was appointed Secretary of State, but while as senator, you're absolutely right, she had voted as a senator to raise the pay for that office. How did they reconcile it so that she could be Secretary of State?
They just put it back to what it was.
They put it back to what it was. That's exactly what they did. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is what the Emoluments Clause is, a really short blurb of an article. No member of Congress can be appointed to a civil office where pay was increased based on the election. Pick me a category, go.
Judiciary for 2.
Judiciary for 2. Solicitor General, go Teddy.
The Solicitor General is somewhat termed the 10th Justice. He's direct representative of the President and the Supreme Court. He has 20 minutes of speech time, and that makes it so that the other 2 representatives for the prosecution and defense only have 20 minutes as well instead of 30 minutes.
Solicitor General, I said, is the 10th Supreme Court Justice. That's the first part. Second thing, this is the attorney that argues officially for the United States government before the Supreme Court. And third thing, as you said, they will get 20 minutes of the 1 hour amount of time. That's exactly what I've got up here, but it looks like you want to say more, so go ahead. 4. 3.
Yeah, the other thing that's important is that there's a lot of times when the Solicitor General doesn't really have any influence. He needs to be in touch with the Supreme Court justices and the President in order for his position.
That is true. The Supreme Court's got to basically balance 2 masters. Talk to me, Christina. Go.
Basically, like, it could be an advantage for the prosecuting or the defense side because the Solicitor General could choose either side. So if you're on the defense team, you would get an extra 20 minutes. So you'd have 40 minutes overall, like, to have...
That is true. When the government argues, the government's going to come down on one side or the other one. So mathematically, you're going to have twice as long to argue if the Solicitor General's on your side, or twice as much to overcome if the Solicitor General's against you. You still have it.
Another thing is that if the Solicitor General, he has to balance to make sure that he doesn't try to push...
I just said that.
-2.
Damn if you do and damn if you don't, kind of like that. That's the quote that you brought up. Is that you damn?
We just said that.
They just got something wrong.
That is true, but he definitely did say the balancing part. But you did give me the last correct answer. Go, Alex. Pick me a category. There's still 2 Pictionaries out there.
3, chapter 12.
3, chapter 12. List all you can. Here is another chance. Put your hands down. Let me at least identify the category. Luis, you watch them. Now, don't you cheat too. I saw that. Okay, here we go. List all you can. Presidential veto. I think you still did get it. Okay, go ahead. Sarah's next. Luis is last. Presidential veto. Tell me all you can have. This is for 3 for each answer. Go.
So for the presidential veto, he can sit on the bill, like inside, and if he sits on it...
What's that called?
Pocket veto.
Pocket veto. One of the vetoes that the president has. 1, 2, 3 is a pocket veto. How does this work?
Basically, he can, if he sits on it, and like if there's 10 days left in the session, and he's sitting on it, it's a pocket veto and it dies.
Okay.
And if there's more than 10 days left in the session, it becomes a law.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Absolutely. Pocket veto is one form. And if the pocket veto is killed, it is not overridable by the legislature. Keep that in mind. Tell me more about vetoes.
Presidential vetoes only?
That's right. 4, 3, 2.
Okay. It can be overridden by the 2/3 of the House and Senate.
2/3 vote by the House and Senate. 1, 2, 3. You can override a presidential veto. Anything else? 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, Teddy.
After the presidential veto, or not the presidential veto, after the 2/3 override, the president can't do anything to it after that point. And also with the pocket veto, it actually comes into play a lot because a lot of times legislation is pushed at the end of the congressional session. So it actually has a lot of merit, even though it is just 10 days that it has an impact on.
Okay, the pocket veto part, that is true. 1, 2, 3, or yeah, because a lot of the bills that are passed at the end, it does have a higher weight of significance at that point because everything gets crammed in, everybody gets passed at the last minute, and the president can sit on a lot of things, session ends, they're killed, and it's not overridable. Go ahead.